Today, we're going to look at the undeniable trend together of the left's love affair with destruction. This isn't a debate, it's a wake-up call. The Democratic Party and their icons. Let's start with the left's Hall of Fame. Icons they prop up as heroes. First up, Senor George Floyd. The left venerated him, turned him into a saint, while cities burned in his name. Summer 2020, riots, torched businesses, looted stores, entire neighborhoods left in ashes. Minneapolis alone saw over $500 million in damages.
I could smell the burning tires. And that was a very real thing. And I kept the windows open for as long as I could because I felt like that was such a touchstone of what was happening.
Small business owners, many of them minorities, the irony, lost everything.
Today, we found Corboy Bala, who invested his life savings into opening this sports bar, cleaning up. While our camera was there, looters came back to try to steal his safe.
Right, trying to steal the safe!
I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna work so hard to get here.
And at the tippy top of the left, of the Democrats, they urged people and raised funds to bail out those that were actually caught committing atrocities. They bailed them out of prison. And none of these people faced virtually any charges for all of the destruction that they wrought. But if you try to lop off the head of a statue of St. George Floyd that still exists in leftist jurisdictions today, the Soros prosecutor of the area will, of course, charge you immediately with a hate crime. Next, Luigi Mangione, born with a silver spoon in his mouth from a family of centimillionaires, Ivy League. This is the guy that gunned down United Healthcare's CEO, Brian Thompson, who worked his way up from a working class Nebraska background. This man is a cold-blooded killer of the first degree. The left's reaction? They didn't just try to shrug it off and say that he's not part of them. They celebrated both the action and Mangione himself, turning him into a cult hero with lookalike contests in New York and graffiti from Seattle to Italy. A California ballot measure even got named in his honor. Imagine that. The Luigi Mangione Access to Healthcare Act. They are literally glorifying murder. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Mangione's manifesto ranted about healthcare costs, but instead of attempting to build solutions, he just decided that it would be better to kill a man. And the left, they're eating it up, raising nearly $1 million for his defense. Destruction, my friends, not creation. Then let's take a look at Karmelo Anthony, the 17-year-old who in cold blood stabbed Austin Metcalf, a high school football star at a Texas track meet very recently, in the chest, killing him. Anthony's no victim. He carried a knife to a track meet. Who does that? And plunged it into the heart of another athlete. And the left's response? They've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for his defense. Anthony's living large in a $900,000 house in a gated community, and his family used the funds to purchase a new Cadillac Escalade, paid for with the donations that flooded to this new murderous hero, all while Metcalf's family buries their son. And the murderer's family representative had the nerve to call it disrespectful. when the victim's father shows up at the press conference.
And all I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later, is that was disrespectful and just shows you all the character. Who was not invited, he knows that it's inappropriate to be near this family.
Where they are attempting to turn the murderer's family into the victims. You know, that which is the greatest currency on the left-hand side of the aisle, victimhood.
Is that was disrespectful.
Disrespectful. Just switch the races of the kids and the dads and see how MSNBC handles that situation with a white rep chastising the black father as disrespectful for showing up to the press conference after his son had murdered the other's child. Klan America, white nationalists, systemic racism, the poor, aggrieved black race. Exactly what you would expect from the race hustlers. Which, of course, in this case, is nada, zippo, zilch. No condemnation for the murderer's family calling the victim's dad disrespectful while they get rich from their son's heinous, despicable, malevolent crime. With the leftists, of course, bankrolling yet another killer. Destruction, not creation. And let's go south and talk about the Salvadorian gang MS13, the gangbangers the Democrats have shielded. When Trump and El Salvador's president Nayib Bukele cracked down, shipping these thugs back to face justice, what did the left do? They whined about human rights. MS13's rap sheet includes murders, rapes, extortion, child sacrifice, human trafficking. Yet, the Democrats frame them like they're misunderstood poets. This isn't compassion. It's promoting chaos and destruction, not creation, once again. And today, they're whining for the return of an MS-13 gang member to the United States, the one they called the Maryland Father, over and over again, just as another mother and family buries their child and mom of 5 killed by another MS-13 gang member in the same state of Maryland. Joe, the same MS-13 member that Joe Biden and company ushered into the states, even incentivized them by giving them our tax dollars in the form of food stamps and hotel rooms paid for and airline tickets. Destruction, not creation. And let's not forget about the Hamas Fan Club. You've seen all the protests, Hamas flags waving everywhere, chants of globalize the intifada. The left's out here praising a malevolent, murderous terrorist group that slaughters civilians, rapes women, and kills baby, while demonizing Israel's right to exist. They're not building towards peace. They're cheering for blood. Destruction, not creation. Now, let's talk about Elon Musk. The guy, he builds rockets, cars, and dreams of Mars. This man used to vote Democrat. Yeah, from 2008 to 2020, he was a Democrat hero until he saw the left's descent into utter madness, and he bailed. And he backed Trump in 2024. What's his reward? The left is trying to destroy him, to tear him down. They call him a Nazi, a fascist, even a threat to humanity. Why? Because he's cracking down on the funds that give them ammo to spread their destruction with Doge. While in between moments, he somehow manages to continue building Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink, the Boring Company. Meanwhile, what are they doing? They're too busy smashing windows and torching Cybertrucks and his charging stations and making that customers that love his product, or maybe they just want to get off gas guzzlers to electric, scared to support this innovative company. When Musk bought Twitter, now X, the left lost it, claiming he turned it right-wing. Reality check, y'all. X is the most ideologically balanced platform, split evenly between Democrats and Republicans. But facts do not matter when you're raging. They continue to firebomb Tesla lots, stalk drivers, and trash showrooms. All because Musk dares to build something that doesn't bow to their dogma. And when a viral X post hints at a Luigi-style hit on Musk, the left's silence is deafening. Destruction, not creation. Musk not alone. Builders like Peter Thiel and J.D. Vance, guys who are pushing innovation and ideas, they get the same hate. Because this is the left's playbook. Demonize creators, lionize destroyers. Here's the core of it, folks. The right builds, the left breaks. The right's about factories, bridges, businesses, building families, things that lift us all up. Trump's pushing Doge to streamline the government, to cut waste and empower entrepreneurs. The left, they're out here cheering on riots, funding killers, waving their terrorist flags, and sterilizing confused children. When conservatives dislike something like Bud Light and their woke stunts, we boycott. No violence, no chaos, just wallets snapping shut. But the left, they burn, they smash, they stalk. Look at history. Creators and innovators build skyscrapers, launch moon missions, wire the internet. The left's heroes? They're the ones out here tearing down statues, looting stores, or worse, justifying it as justice. A 2025 study found 55% of leftists think an assassination of Trump is at least somewhat justified. This is where their heads are. That's not fringe. It's a culture of death. I'm not going to tell you that the right is perfect, but we're out here laying bricks, not throwing Molotovs. So here's the deal, patriots. This is a war on sanity, on creation, on the right to build without some zealot torching your life. Share this video, call out your lefty friends, ask why they're cool with stalking women, funding murderers, and praising terrorists. Watch them squirm as they parrot their little NPC lines. January 6th, Orange Man, bad. Demand the answers. Repeat the question to them. And men, step up. Civilization is crumbling when a mom can't drive her Tesla without fear. Do you feel that fire in your gut? That, my friends, is your duty to protect, to build, to stand up against the chaos funded by Soros and his NGO clowns. The left preaches love, but bankrolls acts of despicable hatred. We're the last wall holding back the horde, and your actions for good and decency are needed to battle the continual flow of evil hurtling towards us at unfortunately all times. Subscribe and hit that bell, and let's fight for a world that builds, not burns.